Good morning, guys. This morning is July 27th, 2016. Today we're going to talk about the power of a hug. A lot of people don't actually understand the power of a hug or the importance of it. And so today we're going to go over 10 things of why a hug is important. Just a little side note, I remember growing up, I went to a church youth function, and I was probably in my early teens, and some college students came from another Christian college, and they were putting on some kind of week-long event. And I remember going to this particular event at night, and I remember this young kid. Now I say young kid, he was probably in his 20s, but at that time he was a young kid, coming up to me and giving me this giant hug. And he had no fear, he had no inhibitions, he had no worriness about hugging me. He just came up and gave me the biggest hug. And it's amazing, that was probably 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, and I still remember the importance. I still remember that feeling. Up to that point, a lot of people did not have that comfortability with me in order to come up and give me a hug like that, and so it always kind of stuck with me. And so last night when I was thinking about today's vlog, I was thinking, man, what if I explained the importance to a hug? So I did a little research, and there's actually quite a little bit of science that's gone into talking about the power of hugs and why it's important. So let's go over 10 benefits to hugging. The first benefit is hugging lowers oxytocin. Sorry, let me try that again. Oxytocin in the body. Oxytocin is a powerful hormone that only fortifies bond with our loved ones, but also has the capability of simulating solidarity between two strangers. In other words, the moment when you hug somebody, these hormones are released, and you almost create this, I hate to say it, this hormonal kind of bond with the person. And it can be with anybody, with a loved one, or even a stranger. Okay, number 2, hugging builds stronger bonds with the people you see every day. Try this. If you go into work and you hug somebody for an entire week, I guarantee at the end of the week, you are going to have a stronger relationship with them, and they are going to view you totally different. The third thing is hugging lowers stress. If we like it or not, stress builds up in our life through daily activities, work, whatever the situation may be. Hugging lowers stress. Fourth, hugging lowers your blood pressure. Not sure if you realize this, but hugging somebody at least once a day lowers your stress, which in return lowers your blood pressure. Number 5, hugging is a reciprocal idea. In other words, if you hug somebody today, most likely that person in return is going to go hug somebody else, and it just keeps the chain going. Number 6, hugging feels incredible. We don't even think about it, but the fact of somebody coming up and hugging you gives you a new lease on life, and it actually feels incredible. Number 7, hugging can turn a bad day into a great day. Have you ever gone into work and, man, your coworkers can just tell you're having a bad day, and somebody comes up and just gives you a hug? A lot of times I kind of joke around with people that they say they went into a restaurant, they went into a store, and the person helping them was just, they could tell they're having a bad day. And I always tell them, hey, when that happens, offer them a hug, and you'd be amazed. By just asking somebody if they want a hug when they have a bad day can turn their bad day into a great day. Number 8, hugging reconnects the body and the mind. Hugging reconnects the body and the mind. A lot of times we get this sludge, and we get this feeling of emptiness and bogging down at the end of the week. And when somebody comes up and gives us a hug, we remember how important that physical touch is, and that emotion of hugging, and we kind of reconnect again. Number 9, hugging makes us better hugs. And I kind of think about this. There's all different kinds of hugs. There's the hug that you walk up and you stand beside somebody and you just put their arm around. And then there's a hug that you give in the frontal portion of the body, where you just walk up and grab somebody and just give them a hug. And you'd be amazed if you're the side hugger, where you just come up and kind of hug somebody from the side, and you are naturally that kind of hugger, and then somebody comes up and gives you a real hug, you start to realize, wait a minute, I know what the difference is, and you start to hug a little bit better. Number 10, hugging cultivates patience. Let me say that again. Hugging cultivates patience. Connections are fostered with people that take the time to appreciate and acknowledge one another. A hug is one of the easiest ways to appreciate and acknowledgement each other. So just by coming up and giving somebody a hug, a lot of times we think that people in our lives, they forget about us, or they don't realize how important we are to them. And just walking up and giving them a hug kind of reconnects them and reminds them how important they are. So let me encourage you, if there's somebody in your life today, if you watch this video this morning and you go to work and there's somebody at work that needs a hug, or there's somebody that comes into your work that needs a hug, man, let me encourage you to give them a hug. Now, there are some people that are not huggy people. I remember growing up, I really wasn't a big huggy person, and even nowadays I'm not really a big huggy person. However, I can guarantee you, if somebody comes up and gives me a hug, I automatically start thinking differently of them. It changes the way my brain is thinking, and it changes how I let them into my life and how I connect with them. So if there's somebody today that you think needs a hug, or even a complete stranger that you can see is having a bad day, give them a hug, and I guarantee you, they're going to think about that next time they run into somebody that has a bad day. And this is going to be an idea that keeps a chain of ideas going. In regards to relationships, if you are not hugging your partner on a daily basis, if you are not physically touching your partner on a daily basis, let me encourage you to do that, okay? I'm not meaning if you're a man, if you're thinking, wait a minute, I grab my wife's ass every day. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about if you're not hugging your partner, or hugging your wife, or hugging your girlfriend, let me encourage you to do that, because a simple hug at the beginning of the day can either make or break somebody's day, and I guarantee you they will appreciate it. In a couple videos earlier, I mentioned this. I said, for men, sex starts in the morning. Sex starts the moment you wake up and you say hi to your wife. In this case, sex starts with a simple hug. I guarantee, for those men that are married that are watching this, if you give your wife a simple hug today, I guarantee you when you get home, she's going to remember that, and it's going to better your chances for something greater, if that's what you're looking for. Anyways, hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into my daily vlog. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my videos. If you are on Facebook, share my message on Facebook, or my video on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you share things. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed day.